Some places don't just feel strange, they break reality itself. Scientists try to explain them, but the deeper they dig, the weirder things get. Gravity reverses, time warps, compasses spin out of control, and things vanish into thin air. It's as if the universe decided to bend its own rules. Or maybe something else is at play. In today's video, we're diving into 15 dark places where the laws of nature simply don't apply. From lakes that turn animals into stone to forests where people disappear without a trace, these places will make you question everything you thought you knew about Earth. So, keep your lights on and watch until the end, because some of these places are so disturbing, you might wish you never knew they existed. Now, let's start off with number 15, Lake Natron, Tanzania. If you've ever watched Dr. Stone or any movie where things turn to stone, you might think that's just fiction. But Lake Natron in Tanzania, it's the real deal. This blood-red lake doesn't just kill animals, it petrifies them, leaving their mummified bodies perfectly preserved on its shores. The water is so alkaline, with a pH level nearly as high as ammonia, that it burns, dehydrates, and calcifies any creature unfortunate enough to fall in. Birds, bats, and even larger animals have been found frozen in time, their bodies eerily intact as if they were turned to stone mid-flight. But here's where it gets weird. Flamingos just love this place. They thrive here. The lake is one of their main breeding grounds, and some alkali-tolerant fish survive in its waters. Why? Science has no solid answer. Lake Natron is a deadly paradox, both a lifeless graveyard and a thriving ecosystem, proving once again that nature doesn't always play by the rules. Number 14. The Devil's Kettle, USA. If you throw something into a hole, it should come out somewhere, right? Well, not at the Devil's Kettle. This bizarre waterfall in Minnesota eats anything you put into it. Logs, dye, and you won't believe it even eats GPS trackers. And the super scariest part? Nothing ever comes back. The waterfall splits into two streams. One flows normally into a river, but the other vanishes into a giant hole in the rock. Scientists have dumped objects into it for years, trying to track where the water goes. They've never found an exit. Some theories suggest an undiscovered underground cavern or an endless maze of tunnels, but none fully explain why the water never resurfaces. Could it be an underground void, a bottomless pit, a one-way trip to another dimension? No one knows. One thing is clear, something beneath this waterfall is swallowing reality itself. Number 13. Hoia Baciu Forest, Romania. If you ever feel like taking a casual stroll through a haunted forest, Hoia Baciu is waiting for you. But please don't visit it. Often called the world's most haunted forest, this place has a pretty bad reputation for UFO sightings, sudden disappearances, and bizarre tree formations that defy logic. The trees in Hoia Baciu don't grow normally. They twist and spiral in ways that defy natural growth patterns. Even weirder, people who enter the forest report nausea, sudden burns, and feelings of being watched. Some even vanish completely, only to reappear hours or days later with no memory of what happened. Local legends say the forest acts as a portal, pulling people into another dimension or time loop. Whether it's a hotspot for supernatural activity or just a strange quirk of nature, this forest does not want to be understood, and you can just Google about it. This cursed forest is far more haunted than the Japan Aokigahara jungle. Number 12. The Bermuda Triangle. You knew this was coming. It's just deadly famous. The Bermuda Triangle has baffled scientists and normal people like us for centuries, swallowing ships, planes, and people without a trace. Stretching between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, this section of the Atlantic defies logic. Radios stop working, compasses spin wildly, and entire vessels disappear as if they never existed. Theories range from magnetic anomalies to methane gas eruptions, rogue waves, and even underwater alien bases. But here's what's even scarier. No single explanation fully accounts for everything. Some wreckage has been found, but many planes and ships remain missing to this day. Pilots flying through the area have reported time slowing down, bizarre weather shifts, and planes going off radar only to reappear miles away in an instant. Science may never solve this one, but one thing is clear. The Bermuda Triangle isn't done taking things yet. Number 11. The Door to Hell, Turkmenistan. Deep in the Karakum Desert, a massive crater burns endlessly, spewing flames into the night sky. It looks like the gateway to another world, but it's actually a Soviet mistake that refuses to be fixed. In 1971, scientists accidentally drilled into a natural gas pocket, causing the ground to collapse. To stop poisonous gases from spreading, they set it on fire, expecting it to burn out in a few weeks. That was over 50 years ago, and it's still burning. The flames never die, the ground is too hot to approach, and nobody knows when or if it will ever stop. The locals call it the door to hell, and standing at the edge, watching the earth itself breathe fire, it's easy to see why. If you love something unique and fiery in your life, well, one thing we say, don't miss this place. Number 10. Hessdalen Lights, Norway. Deep in Norway's Hessdalen Valley, something strange happens when the sun sets. Glowing orbs of light appear in the sky, hovering, darting, and sometimes even splitting apart before vanishing into thin air. These mysterious lights have been observed for decades, yet no one knows what they are. Scientists have thrown around explanations: ionized gases, rare weather phenomena, even plasma reactions. But none fully explain why these lights keep showing up at random. Unlike UFO sightings that come with fuzzy photos, Hessdalen lights have been filmed, measured, and scientifically recorded, yet they still refuse to be identified. Local legends claim they are spirits of the dead, while conspiracy theorists insist they are extraterrestrial in nature. But perhaps the creepiest part? They react to human presence. Some visitors report the lights following them, shifting direction, or disappearing the moment cameras come out. Whatever they are, Hessdalen remains one of the strangest natural, or unnatural, light shows on Earth. Number 9. Magnetic Hill, India. If you ever wanted to feel like you're in a glitching simulation, Magnetic Hill in Ladakh, India, is the place to be. Here, cars roll uphill on their own, defying everything physics teachers ever told you. You can put your vehicle in neutral, and instead of rolling downhill like any sane car should, it creeps upward, as if being pulled by an invisible force. Scientists claim it's an optical illusion, where the surrounding terrain makes a downward slope look like an incline. But here's the catch. Even planes flying overhead have reported strange altitude shifts, suggesting something more than just a trick of the eyes. Locals believe the hill is either blessed or cursed, depending on who you ask. Some say it's a path to heaven, while others whisper about supernatural forces buried beneath the ground. Whether it's magnetism, an undiscovered energy field, or just Earth messing with us, one thing is pretty clear. This place does not follow the rules of gravity. Number 8. The Mariana Trench. We've mapped more of Mars than the ocean floor, and that's never more evident than in the Mariana Trench. Plunging nearly 36,000 feet into the Pacific, this trench is so deep that if you dropped Mount Everest into it, it would still be underwater. At these depths, sunlight doesn't exist, pressure is crushing, and the water is nearly freezing. Yet somehow, life survives. And as they say, you can predict the stock exchange, but not Mama Nature move. Scientists have recorded alien-like creatures, glowing jellyfish, and even sharks that shouldn't be able to exist that deep. And then there's the bloop, a mysterious ultra-low frequency sound detected near the trench that defies all known sources. Some claim it was a massive sea creature, while others insist it was the shifting of icebergs. But the most unsettling part? We've barely explored it. What else is lurking down there, unseen, undisturbed? Some say we're not meant to know. Number 7. Poveglia Island, Italy. Some places are so haunted that the government bans people from visiting. That's exactly the case with Poveglia Island, a small, abandoned landmass off the coast of Venice that has seen more death than most battlefields. And when you visit it, you'll get why we're saying this. So, it started as a quarantine zone for plague victims in the 1700s. People were dumped here to die. And when the Black Death raged through Europe, thousands more were burned in mass graves. If that wasn't bad enough, the island later became an insane asylum where horrific experiments were rumored to have taken place. It was an all-in-one hell. Now, locals refuse to go near it. Fishermen won't sail close, fearing their nets will pull up human bones. So, you can guess how creepy this place is. In 2024, 2 tourists illegally visited this place to shoot a vlog, but they never came back. Well, we don't know if this Reddit story is true or not, but this island is scary. We'll give you that. Italy has permanently closed Poveglia to the public, and it's for our better. Number 6. The Dead Zone, Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf of Mexico has a patch of ocean so lifeless it defies explanation. No fish, no plants, no oxygen, just empty dead water stretching for thousands of miles. Known as the Dead Zone, this eerie phenomenon happens when pollutants trigger massive algae blooms, which then die and suck all the oxygen out of the water. The result? A zone completely incapable of supporting life. Fish swim in, suffocate, and sink to the bottom. Even deep-sea creatures can't survive. But here's what makes it terrifying. It's growing. Each year, the dead zone expands, spreading across the Gulf like a plague, and experts can't figure out how to stop it. Some believe it's a natural cycle. Others warn that human activity is pushing it past the point of no return. One thing's certain, if the dead zone keeps expanding, it could change marine life forever. Number 5. Skinwalker Ranch, USA. In the middle of Utah, there's a place so strange it has been locked down by scientists and the government. Skinwalker Ranch has become infamous for UFO sightings, unexplainable lights, bizarre animal mutilations, and supernatural encounters. Even the name comes from a Navajo legend about shape-shifting creatures that lurk in the shadows. Scientists studying the area have recorded electromagnetic disturbances, radiation spikes, and objects moving on their own. Even military investigators have been unable to explain why so many strange events keep happening here. Visitors report seeing floating orbs and ghostly figures, and even hearing disembodied voices. And then there's the livestock mutilations. Cattle found completely drained of blood with surgical precision, yet no footprints or signs of predators nearby. The landowners have placed 24/7 surveillance, hoping to catch something on film. But whatever happens at Skinwalker Ranch isn't playing by normal rules, and that's exactly what makes it terrifying. Number 4. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, Russia. In 1959, 9 experienced hikers set off into the Ural Mountains, and none of them came back alive. Their bodies were later discovered in bizarre and chilling conditions, some missing their eyes, others with crushed ribs and no external wounds, and one with radioactive traces on their clothing. What made the Dyatlov Pass incident so disturbing was the way they died. Their tent was cut open from the inside, as if they were trying to escape something in terror. Some of them ran barefoot into the freezing snow, while others were found far away, separated, their bodies twisted unnaturally. Theories have ranged from avalanches to military experiments and even paranormal forces, but no single explanation fits all the evidence. The case remained classified for decades. To this day, no one knows what happened in Dyatlov Pass, and maybe we're not meant to. Number 3. Snake Island, Brazil. Nature makes the rules, and sometimes it decides that an island should belong only to snakes. Off the coast of Brazil lies Ilha da Queimada Grande, better known as Snake Island, a place so dangerous that even the Brazilian government has banned visitors. This small island is home to thousands of golden lancehead vipers, one of the deadliest snakes on Earth. With venom that can melt human flesh and cause instant organ failure, stepping foot here is a death sentence. With estimates of 1 snake per square meter, this is one paradise you never want to visit. Number 2. The Bennington Triangle, USA. Most people know about the Bermuda Triangle, but far fewer have heard of the Bennington Triangle, a region in Vermont where people vanish without a trace. Between 1945 and 1950, at least 5 people disappeared here, all under unsettling circumstances. One moment, they were there. The next, gone. Among the missing was a man who vanished from a moving bus, a woman whose footprints ended abruptly in the snow, and a young boy who was just yards away from his family before he was never seen again. No bodies were ever found, no clues were left behind, just emptiness. Some blame an undiscovered predator, others whisper of alien abductions or time slips. But whatever is happening in the Bennington Triangle, it doesn't follow the rules of our world. So, if you ever find yourself walking through these eerie woods, make sure you don't look away for too long. You might not get a second chance in your life. Number 1. Danakil Desert, Ethiopia. The Danakil Desert isn't just hot. It's a literal furnace where survival is a daily battle against nature itself. Sitting at the crossroads of Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Djibouti, this region regularly hits temperatures above 50 degrees Celsius, making it one of the hottest, most extreme places on Earth. But heat isn't the only thing trying to kill you here. Toxic sulfur clouds, bubbling lava lakes, and geysers spewing corrosive gases create a landscape that looks like it belongs on Venus, not Earth. The air is thick with suffocating fumes, and the ground, unstable from constant volcanic activity, can collapse underfoot. Despite its hostility, life somehow exists here. Scientists have discovered microorganisms that thrive in the acidic, boiling pools, leading some to believe that this hellish desert might hold clues to alien life on other planets. For most, the Danakil is a place best viewed from afar. But for those who dare step foot here, it's an unforgettable glimpse into Earth's most extreme edge. So, nature can do whatever it wants, and clearly, it doesn't always care about playing by the rules. So, which of these places freaked you out the most, guys? Let us know your wildest theories in the comment section below. And as always, if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.